In this breaking story, Pam Bondi just got hit with an expensive bombshell straight from Congress. That's right, this Epstein fallout is not only risking Donald Trump's reputation, it's risking Pam Bondi's bank account. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump's Epstein debacle has been nothing short of a nightmare, and now Pam Bondi is taking the brunt of the hit.
Not only is there a lawful subpoena that has been out there for quite some time from the Oversight Committee, but now the entire House and Senate passed a law that was signed into law, the Epstein Transparency Act, that will not expire at the end of this Congress. And we still have a defiant Attorney General who has decided that her oath is to Donald Trump and it's not to the Constitution. And so it is very difficult to imagine how we are going to get anywhere with this particular DOJ. So it is clear that this administration knows that this president is involved as it relates to these Epstein files. In how many ways, we don't know, but we know that they are willing to do everything that they can to cover for him. And frankly, the people that are still standing by him, honestly, I don't think that it really matters what all he did. They're going to stand by him anyway. And they could actually move on from this if they would just go ahead and be transparent instead of doing things that put the survivors into a worse position, instead of actually allowing those donors of his, those friends of his, those other powerful men that still may be involved in some sort of sex trafficking, allowing them to have a pass and allowing them to remain in the shadows.
And believe me, this could spell absolute disaster for Pam Bondi.
I think when Congress returns in January, if the law has not been complied with respect to the full release of the files, then we will need to force a vote in the House. And I think there will be Republicans supportive of a vote in the House on either inherent contempt or impeachment of the Attorney General. And, you know, folks in Congress, Democrats and Republicans, will have to choose yet again whether they want to side with the survivors and victims who are calling for full transparency, or with the Trump administration who continues to cover up for this Jeffrey Epstein and all those who were involved in his crimes. And I think if that vote takes place, Congress will stand, I hope, with those survivors and victims.
But now things just got even worse for Pam Bondi. That's right, we might be soon saying bye-bye Bondi, as she just got hit with an expensive bombshell from Congress. Take a look at this.
We only need the House for inherent contempt, and we're building a bipartisan coalition, and it would fine Pam Bondi for every day that she's not releasing these documents. I'll tell you why. I've talked to the survivors, why this is such a slap in the face. One of the survivors said they released her name accidentally, but they still have not released the FBI file about the people who abused her at her request. And the problem here is that there are rich and powerful people. We all know this. There are 1,200 victims. They're rich and powerful people who either engaged in this abuse, covered it up, or were on this island. And what the American people want to know is, who are these people? And instead of holding them accountable, Pam Bondi is breaking the law. And this is the corrupt system, the Epstein class that people are sick of. So I believe we're going to get bipartisan support in holding her accountable, and a committee of Congress should determine whether these redactions are justified or not.
Now here's why that clip is such bad news for Pam Bondi, and why it could get very expensive very fast. A bipartisan group of lawmakers is now moving to hold Bondi in inherent contempt of Congress over her refusal to fully release the Epstein files as required by law. That matters because inherent contempt lets Congress punish officials directly without going through the Justice Department at all. Representative Ro Khanna says the plan is simple: fine Pam Bondi every single day the documents are withheld, not symbolic fines, real money, ongoing penalties, potentially piling up into the millions. And this isn't just Democrats. Republican Congressman Thomas Massie is on board too, which makes this especially dangerous for Bondi politically. Lawmakers say the DOJ already violated the Epstein Files Transparency Act by missing the deadline and making redactions they argue are illegal, including failing to release FBI files tied to alleged abusers of Jeffrey Epstein victims. Bottom line, If Congress follows through, Bondi is no longer hiding behind the DOJ. She is personally on the hook, financially and legally, until the truth comes out. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.